You are good to go.
And it broke up on. Anyway, hey everybody, welcome to the Burn It Down NASCAR podcast. We're glad you're here. We're going to talk about the Coca-Cola 600. I have my opinions, but I'm not going to put them out there right now because I know I've seen some of Brian's stuff. And we're going to try and get you ready for the inaugural race at Gateway in St. Louis, where NASCAR has never raced before. So, take it away, Brian.
Before we get started, I want to say, I did a lot of work on the day off on Monday, and I got the audio podcast going on pretty much any available podcast website you can possibly think of. I got Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, Apple, Samsung, Pandora, and Google podcasts. Right now, it's harder to find because we're not known. All you got to do is search under the podcast or search Burn It Down Podcast, and you can find us. Also, I got the Twitter up and running. It's above us in the overlay, twitter.com, Burn It Down Cast. You can, just by having too many letters in it, I had to put cast as a podcast. And it's just for anybody who's watching, wants to listen later. It's not hard to find. It's real easy. So it's another way to get our voice podcast out there. I'm actually looking forward to seeing how this progresses. And, yeah, we can go on to,
Well, I just want to say thank you for doing all your hard work. Let's see what happens. I mean,
yeah, it took a few hours.
We had to do something.
Not like I said, we're getting like 5 views, 10 views per episode, and it's one of those things. We only had one outlet, and that was YouTube. And by doing this pretty much any podcast platform, we're on it. You just got to search Burn It Down Podcast. Also, I changed it up, or I made a Facebook page instead of a group, and they're linked. So if you want it there too, it's facebook.com, Burn It Down Podcast. Then obviously the Discord's in the stream during the overlay too. So we can go from there. I'm just trying to get everything connected so anybody and everybody can possibly listen and see how it goes. I'm looking forward to seeing how it performs as we progress. We can go.
And again, I know I say this at the end of every show, but I want to say it up front right now. It's like, man, please give us some feedback. Talk to us. Leave comments.
Yeah, I want to incorporate you guys. Like, I would love to, someone comments on the YouTube video and, has a good point. I'd like to bring up that comment and we can talk about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Whether we agree or disagree
or 100%.
Or are indifferent to it. It doesn't matter. We want to hear from you, hear what you think, and challenge us. That's the biggest thing. Challenge us.
We're not afraid of confrontation and other opinions. We may have strong opinions on what we want or what we like, but we're open to other people's perspectives.
Yep. And just explain it, and, we'll deal with it. And we may agree, or we may change our mind. We may not.
Yeah.
But we want to hear from people. So, all right. I'll let you still have the floor, because I know you've got some...
I want to go on the record. This is by far the best race of the year. Hands down. Absolutely the best race of the year, coming off the worst race of the decade.
That's a good way to put it. I think Denny Hamlin and Chase Elliott might agree with you on that one.
It blows my mind how NASCAR can shit the bed with Texas, and I don't know what they're going to do later in the year when they go through an actual race. But it wasn't the crashes. They could actually race. They could catch each other. They could pass each other. They could slide each other. It was great racing.
But the problem that stuck its middle finger
fucking
up again.
Tires. I know. The tire situation. It was there. But the racing was actually good. It was entertaining. It was almost midnight when it ended. And I stayed up the whole time. in front of the TV. Like, and not to mention, we'll probably talk about it later, is Kyle Larson. That boy, he went around the ringer. But, like I said, it was a very good, entertaining race. By far, the number one for the year. I think you said Kansas or whatever it was best for you.
Kansas,
when it happened.
I will place Kansas, let's say, in the top 5. And I will do that because it so far exceeded expectations.
Yeah.
Okay. Not that it was that, it's so overproduced. But I will agree with you that this is, if not, it's definitely one of the top 2. And I can't think of any race that has happened this year that has you are correct. This was an awesome race. They were passing. They were pack racing. They were drafting.
They could pull up on somebody and pass them. That has been the problem with this car is you couldn't pull up on somebody behind them and pass them. And to me, I give that not to the car, it's to the track. They could shoot the bottom like Austin Dillon did when on his 4 tires that caused the wreck at the end, but he could shoot the bottom and able to hold it. They didn't have to go right behind him. And
he didn't hold it so good, did he?
He held it, but he tried to go in front of Kyle Larson and spun in that whole thing. He would have won if he would have got in front of Kyle.
I don't know. We'll never know.
No, we won't.
But no, I happen to actually agree that in my book so far, this has been the best race of the year.
Hands down. So far.
I mean, I wouldn't put it like up on Mount Olympus
No.
and say this is, but compared to what we've had to deal with
in the past,
year,
a month and a half, 2 months, there's this is probably out of the 2 months, maybe 3 good races. And this is, we've had some boring, crappy races.
And the amazing thing is 2 of what we're calling the best races out of the year have been on mile and a half.
Yeah. You think Martinsville and Bristol and all that. Yeah.
I hate mile and a halves.
And this was a very good, fun race, entertaining, mind the tire issue, but they could actually race. I loved it. Absolutely great. It was great watching Chase Briscoe come up through the ranks and Tyler Reddick and Chris Buescher and then Kyle with Jesus Christ. I wish they would have kept track. They're probably the stats somewhere how many cars he passed throughout the night.
Kyle
Larson.
Kyle Larson. Well, yeah, he was going backwards half the time.
Well, he started in the back, went to the front, went to the back because there's so many issues and but let's do a recap of the race. Denny Hamlin was number 1, Kyle Busch number 2, Kevin Harvick 3, which is...
That's amazing. He was not there all night long.
He was just missing all the crashes and getting through. That wasn't a number 3 car at all. Then Chase Briscoe, which he came back after his bamboozle spin trying to get with Kyle Larson. Then Christopher Bell, which is good for him. Tyler Reddick, Ricky Stenhouse. Did you know this is the 4th time he's finished in the top 10? The first time in his career in a row. Same thing for that organization. So Ricky Stenhouse, he gold star, and I don't know if if he's going to stay on that or not, but he's been performing. Michael McDowell 8th, which is very surprising. Then Kyle Larson came back after that late crash. Then Alex Bowman, Harrison Burton, Martin Truex, Ty Dillon, Eric Jones, and then Ross Chastain running with a bruised nose on his car.
Ross, I think that race was
his.
It was his. I'm going to tell you right now, and I know I'm deviating a little bit here. I am a Trackhouse fan. Big, bad, and bold. With Suarez until, Tyler Reddick took him out?
Yeah, something happened when he spun and hit
He was strong. Ross Chastain, it doesn't seem to matter where we go. The man is strong. Mm-hmm. He figures it out.
I was thinking too, while watching the race on Sunday, I'm like, he's probably going to be in the top 4 by the end of the year, like the final 4 racing for the championship, if he keeps this.
Well, I think he is. I will tell, and we're gonna save that for a little while down the road, because I've got my ideas on who the final 4 is going to be. But I will say out front, Ross Chastain will be in the final 4.
I agree.
I am so impressed with Trackhouse Racing. I just wish that Suarez would A, quit running out of talent, or B, get some good luck. Because the combination of those two things are all that's stopping that 99 car from getting a win. He was almost dominant for a good portion of that race. I'm sorry to see what happened to a lot of those guys, but man, Trackhouse Racing, and they took the charters from
Chip Ganassi.
Ganassi.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So they had good equipment to start with. But that boy running that place has made some really good decisions.
Yes.
And when we started this year, I would have never put Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez in the top 10 as far as teams, and Trackhouse Racing is top tier.
Yeah, they are.
They are. They are absolutely at the top of NASCAR world. They're I don't want to say a low budget team, but they're not a Hendricks or a Roush or a
but they
Stewart.
are using Hendricks stuff.
Exactly. But man, are they using it well.
Oh yeah.
All right. And Ross, I am becoming every week more and more and more of a Ross Chastain fan. I love his attitude. I really do, And the watermelon smash is kind of a nice little deal too. But you basically covered.
I covered the
10.
results. I covered the top 15 pretty much, and after that, everybody pretty much crashed out with Austin Dillon, Joey Logano,
Blaney 29, Keselowski 30th, Kurt Busch 31, William Byron 32, Chase Elliott.
Him,
33.
he got screwed. Chase Elliott and Bubba Wallace both got screwed.
I suppose we can discuss the Bubba Wallace thing. It sounds like his team is just a screwed up mess, but
both of them got screwed by the fix it time.
Well, why didn't they know that?
Well, Chase Elliott, they had
speed.
They told him take it easy because the tires, they didn't want to wear on the tires because tires are so much, but they forgot he had to get up to speed first to prove that he could make the clock, and they told him, and he just told take it easy on the tires, so he didn't get up to speed, which screwed Bubba, and the top time ran out, and he had to go to the garage. Now, Chase Elliott, they bent that tie rod in the end, and they got it replaced, and a caution came out, and he couldn't get up to speed. So he had to retire. The 6-minute fix-it shit, it's got to go. Sorry. A tie rod that's easy to fix under, come on. We used to be back in the watching races when they had no front bumper or hood. They can get the car back out there.
The whole front cowl was gone. But my point is, how much longer is MJ
going to put up with that? Yeah.
Put up with this. And again, I know we've been pretty hard on Bubba because of our attitudes as to why he is where he is, but I'm almost starting to feel a little bit sorry for the man. That guy, he was top 10 most of the night until that happened. And his crew chief, instead of saying, look, dude, let's come in. We're going to lose a lap, maybe 2. We'll get it back. There's going to be cautions. They tell him to stay out there and limp around.
Yep.
Instead of fixing the problem. For what? Now you're out of the race? There are, and again, a lot of Bubba's problems are coming back to his crew. His crew. Whether it's his crew chief making bad decisions, whether it's his actual pit crew screwing up. And how much longer are you going to watch the performance of Kurt Busch which has got the same equipment, just different personnel. And again, like I said, we've been really hard on Bubba Wallace. We've beaten him to a pulp. But I'm starting to feel sorry for the boy because this is probably
You really can't.
I don't want
You
to
really
say
can't.
the first time, but this wasn't his fault. He
No.
was following directions.
Yes, agreed.
And the decision was made above his head. And if I'm MJ sitting off the coast of North Carolina trying to catch a blue marlin, and I'm watching this crap like he's doing right now because there's a big fishing tournament coming up out of Cape Carteret, and I'm watching this crap, I'm like, dude, somebody's got to go. And we're going to start with the head.
Yeah.
I don't know. I suppose I could look it up, but whoever his crew chief is needs to go. Maybe the rest of the crew will conform, but after what I saw happen to Bubba Wallace this week, and again, I can't reiterate enough as how tough I've been on him and accusing him of no talent and opportunity and all this other stuff. This weekend was not his fault. And he had a good car. He was racing good. He was up in the top 10 till this happened. And as a crew, and I'm not a crew chief, but I've been watching NASCAR long enough to understand you got a problem. Screw trying to get to the end of the stage. We got the long range for the race to look at. Get in here. Let's fix it. Save my tires? No. Y'all give me a new set. If we go a lap down, we'll take the wave around. We'll take whatever. But I just think things are starting to fall as far as lack of performance away from Bubba Wallace and more towards his crew. And that's just my opinion. What I saw this weekend was like incompetence at a very high level on the people guiding him.
And here's a little thing for you. Kurt Busch, yeah, he's in the chase, but he's only 20th in points at 289, okay? Bubba Wallace is 23rd at 272. He's only 17 points behind Kurt. Yeah. Kurt, so technically they're kind of on the same, but he's at least in the top 10 running most of the time. But Kurt has had issues.
See Bubba is at 23, Kurt's at 20th, but like you said, Kurt's in the chase.
Yeah.
Bubba, not so much.
Bubba's hoping for the Daytona and Talladega. That's all he's hoping for. And Atlanta now. That's all he's hoping for.
And I'm going to be honest, with what I've seen out of him in the last couple of races, I don't necessarily think he needs a Daytona or a Talladega. My attitude is changing on Mr. Wallace. Let's just put it that way. As long as he keeps his freaking mouth shut about the race and the ethnicity end of things and just goes out there and performs, I'm good with it. So all right, let's move on. You want to do the point standings as of right now? You got that up?
Yeah, I do. Chase Elliott is number 1. Wow, Ross Chastain's number 2 now. Kyle Busch, then Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney dropped after the crash. Then Martin Truex, then Joey Logano, William Byron, then Alex Bowman, Kyle Larson, which that's kind of surprising how far he's down, but he hasn't had a stellar year yet. Then Christopher Bell, and then at 11's Kevin Harvick, then Tyler Reddick, Chase Briscoe, Eric Almirola, and then Austin Dillon at 15, then Eric Jones, Denny Hamlin. Then round out the top 20, Daniel Suarez, Austin Cindric, then Kurt Busch.
Any surprises for you in there?
And if the top 20?
Yeah.
Christopher Bell, he's actually, when I looked at him, like really 10th. Don't get me wrong, he's really not like, he's just like kind of like a Terry Labonte. He's just there. Kyle Larson, I thought he'd be higher. Daniel Suarez, I thought it would be higher. Austin Cedric, not surprised about. Eric Jones, 16, that's a kind of surprise, but he still needs to win if he wants to try to be in the chase. He's not in it.
Actually, my surprise with Eric Jones is that he's in the top 20.
Really?
Yeah,
he's been, I don't know, pretty well. Now, if you want to go down with the projected playoff standings, it's Ross number 1, Chase number 2, William Byron, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Alex Bowman, Martin Truex, Kyle Larson, Chase Briscoe, Kurt Busch, Austin Cindric, Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, and Kevin Harvick. If it started this weekend, but we got 10 or 12 more races before it starts.
Gotcha.
But that's just the projected playoffs. That don't matter.
I saw an article today where they said only 3 are safe, and they're talking about would be the wins. It would be Chastain, Byron, and Hamlin. All 3 of them with 2 wins. So they're saying those 3 are safe. Don't have to worry about it. I would say that you've got 8 that are safe. Besides those 3, Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, Logano, Bowman, and Larson. I won't say Briscoe's safe, but those are going to be part of your Sweet 16. There's going to be some others come in there. I think Kurt Busch is going to be in there. Cindric, if there's anybody that gets kicked out, I think he might be the one. But if you go with just winners right now, because that's what supposedly does the chase, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them. And we've got, I think, 11 more races before we hit the chase. I think there's a couple, maybe 3, 4 that are going to have to point in, because now we're starting to get some repeat winners. And I guarantee you, with both Sonoma and Watkins Glen still on the schedule, Chase Elliott's going to have another 1 or 2 wins.
Oh, yeah.
You've got some short tracks coming up. I think Kyle's going to get another win or 2. I don't care what anybody says. Blaney and Truex are both going to have a win before we're over with this. As far as pointing in,
Kevin Harvick, if anybody.
I think
Tyler Reddick,
Harvick,
if he doesn't,
and Christopher Bell.
And Tyler Reddick, if he don't win.
Christopher Bell could bust out a win.
He can win a road course. He won the Daytona road course last year, so.
Like I said, I think there's about 8 or 9 of them that are safe. It's going to. And I do believe out of 16 that get in, there's going to be about 4 of them, maybe 5 that get in without a win and point their way in. So
I think by the end of the year, I think it'll be nothing but winners, and there might, like I said, there might be a kick out. And
all right, let's go with your theory. Who's going to get kicked out?
If we go by points right now, it'll be Kurt Busch or Austin.
No. If you say everybody in the chase is going to have a win, who's going to be the one that doesn't get in?
It'd be Kurt Busch or Austin Cindric, the lowest on the point at the moment. Everybody else has high points, and those are the only 2 low guys.
I say Chase Briscoe.
Where is Briscoe point?
I don't think he has the talent to carry it through.
He has 349 points, and Austin Cindric has 294. There's a 60-point difference. That's 2 races.
I say Chase Briscoe doesn't have the talent. I'm just telling you.
He runs it too hard. He, like I said, he had a chance to win 2 more races this year, and he screwed him up. The Bristol Dirt Race and Coca-Cola 600.
Yeah. My point. I'm just saying.
He just needs to take it a little bit more easier, and he could easily do it. I think Tony's going to sit him down, too, so we'll see how that goes.
Well,
he still finished 4th, so, but still, like, spun out on your own accord he finished, fourth. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, I think you were the winner in picking the winner.
Yes, I was.
You had Harvick. Frank took Larson. I took Reddick. So not bad picks on any of them. I don't have it up right now. Did you also win the dark horse with Custer or Stenhouse? Stenhouse would have been the dark horse for Frank. I had Harrison Burton in 11.
Who did I have?
You had Cole Custer.
Oh yeah, he didn't do shit.
Yeah. Frank said Bubba was going to be the top 20th. I said no. You said no. So we win that one.
Yeah. Yeah, Cole Custer finished.
Denny finished, and I said no, and he won the damn race. You said yes, and Frank said top 10. So there we are. Swami wasn't working so well.
If you want to go to the fantasy.
No, I really don't.
Well, if we're gonna have people listen, we kind of need to go to the fantasy, have them join the fantasy. So, but yeah, you got smoked.
As I said, I only got 2 right in the head-to-head.
I got 1, 2, 3, and then Kyle Larson screwed me, and Ross Chastain screwed me when he crashed. But other than that,
you had a very good week.
Yep.
And I got up because I was actually in bed and kind of dozing off, and I was gonna make a change. Cause I actually had Bubba Wallace in the garage. If I'd have switched him out with Kurt Busch, I'd have gained a few points. But I had Michael McDowell. He ended up 11th. Chastain was 6th. Suarez was. I told you early on this was a crapshoot. 600 miles.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to save picks to get down to the last 5 or 6 races. So as far as mid-pack outside of one driver, I really didn't do bad. I mean, like I said, 11, 6, 16, and 20, and 12. The only way I could have improved was put Bubba in for Kurt. But at the time that
you did,
it wasn't an issue. And then on the head-to-head, I picked Suarez over Bubba Wallace. Woo, that was close. And Kyle Busch over Kyle Larson. I picked Elliott over Truex. That didn't work so well. And I picked Kurt over Blaney. So
I just know I smoked the league by quite a bit. You had a lot of crashes in your shit. Kurt Busch, Daniel, and Ross, and Bubba. So, but I just know I moved up in the actual nationwide by like 10,000.
Well, good for you.
So I'm 25,000.
I'm still less than 100 behind you.
Yeah. I'm only 400 behind the guy in number 1. The guy in number 1's still there, the carry my bag. So I don't know how he's doing it, how he's picking, what he's picking. I wish I could click his name, but like I said, I moved up to 25,000. My goal is to be top 2,000 or 3,000 by the end, but we'll see how it goes. But after this race, I moved up quite a bit.
Well, I'm just trying to pace myself because, we get down. Because most of my favorite guys, I'm down to like 7 or 6 picks, and I'm waiting until about 7 to go, and then I'll start putting in the power players. In the meantime, I'm trying to take the who's hot and who's not.
Right now, this week, especially this weekend, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna pick guys I know.
Nobody knows what.
Yeah.
We've never been there.
Yeah. So this weekend's gonna be a crapshoot. Who's normally good at this style of a race track? I guess we could do that's a segue if you really wanted to.
Gateway.
Yeah. So we're pretty much done with the Coca-Cola 600. To reiterate, pretty much best race of the year. It was a good race, fun race. Congrats, Denny. And we didn't talk about the crash with Chris Buescher because that was wild. We could talk about it because there's someone pointed out on Twitter, whoever it was, maybe it was a race car driver. I don't know who it was. Tweeted out. He says, What if he was injured? We need to figure out a way to get that car flipped over quicker. What if he was hurt?
Yeah.
It took him like 10, 15 minutes.
They probably would have done or been a little more aggressive.
If he was,
but as
they
soon
knew
as
he
that
wasn't.
car stopped, the window net came down, and he let him know he was okay. He just didn't want to drop on his head.
Yeah.
So I think they would have been a little more aggressive of getting him out of there some way or another if he was hurt. What I take away from that is it wasn't the track. I know Jamie McMurray's like, oh, he hit a drainage culvert.
No,
Clint
Boyer said that he thought he hit a drainage thing, and after they're watching the replays, they realized the suspension gave
A-frame fell the freak off.
Yeah, it broke, and it just got underneath the car and dug, and then it just. I think I posted on their Facebook page. I said, no matter what you do to these cars at this speed, they will always go airborne and they will always flip, no matter what you do to try.
Well, you're right in a little bit of.
This was a freak accident
for the tether.
Yeah,
but I wonder if that tether holding that wheel on there
caused that.
When that wheel broke loose, didn't help in taking the car over. I mean, I commend the safety crews for the way they handled it, but I'm like you. I was like, what if he was really hurt? And the point is that cocoon they've got inside that car. I mean, it is unbelievable. And it was just nice. As soon as the car came to rest, he dropped that net, so you knew he was okay.
Yeah.
It's just like, how would you like to be sitting upside down for, 10, 15 minutes? That wasn't, I don't know. I prefer the old days where they
flip it over real quick.
Yep, just, bumper it with the truck and bounce it over. I don't know.
But that was a wild crash. It was, when I saw it, I was like, holy shit, because I didn't know what caused it. And Clint's like, I think it hit a drainage. Like, why would they have a drainage thing in there? And
I thought it was Jamie Mack that said that.
It was Clint. It was Clint. It was, dumb Clint.
But another thing is, like, when that car was over, I was looking at that thing. I'm like, look at that. It looks like a freaking spaceship. It doesn't look like a car.
No.
But
it was pretty entertaining, wild, but that was a freak accident. But yeah, it just dug and it just like catapulted it. So it was, I don't know how to explain it. It was crazy to watch, but then also glad he's happy and good. He's okay. On to the next race. It's. And they showed the in-car camera crash of Daniel Suarez because it was the same crash, and he's running backwards. The car is flipping towards him, and his eyes light up.
Yeah.
He's still going backwards. He's like, "Oh shit!" And it finally stopped before it got to him, but his eyes lit up when it was coming towards him.
He's like, "I'm gonna get rolled over."
Yeah.
All right,
There's only stats of this for the Xfinity. It's Illinois, right? Madison, Illinois?
No, Portland.
No, it's Madison, Illinois. Portland is Busch Race, so the Xfinity.
They call it Gateway Portland.
No, that's
Worldwide Technology Raceway, Madison, Illinois. And they're saying Goodyear Fast Facts, Gateway Portland, whatever that means. It doesn't matter. It's a track we haven't been to. It's 1.25 miles.
Yep.
I don't know what the banking is for this.
I got it right here. Turn 1 and turn 2 are 11% or 11-degree banking, and turn 3 and 4 are 9%, 9-degree banking.
That's not a lot.
No.
And again, it's our inaugural trip there, so there's really not.
It's our inaugural trip for the Cup. They've been there in the Xfinity.
Is this where Carl Edwards took out Keselowski, or
no? No, I'm trying. I just literally had it up. I don't know why I dropped it. There it is. They race there almost every. No, when's the last time they raced there? Last time they raced there was in 2010 in the Xfinity. Last time they raced there was 21 in the trucks. So trucks normally come here. ARCA hasn't been since 2013, but it's mainly a truck race. And then Xfinity was there in 2010 last. Kyle Busch won it. Carl Edwards won it. Brad Keselowski has won it. All in the Xfinity. Junior's won it twice.
So they have been there in the Xfinity.
Yeah.
That's...
2010 though, 12 years ago. So the people who's been there, they don't know anything about this track. So it's going to be
not in the Cup cars.
And regardless, Brad Keselowski won it last in 2010. You know how different the cars were then to now.
Yeah.
So.
And they're looking at rain on Sunday too.
Are they?
Pretty much.
Yeah, Truck's the only one that's been there recent. That's 2021. So Truck's the only one that goes there regularly. But like I said, Brad Keselowski won, Carl Edwards won, Kyle Busch, Reed Sorensen, Martin Truex, Scott Riggs, Greg Biffle, Kevin Harvick, then Junior, then Elliott Sadler. All the winners there in the Xfinity Series.
Wow.
From 97 to 2010 is when they only ran 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 races in the Xfinity. The truck's probably like 20.
I was going to say, if it's the track, and I'll know it the second I see it, and I've been looking around for images, and I haven't looked too hard, but I can't find a whole lot. But I'll know it the second it's kind of like an enlarged
Martinsville.
Richmond.
It looks like
Martinsville. Yeah.
It's an enlarged Martinsville, essentially. What I seen from the pictures or Skyview or whatever. Yeah, it literally looks. Yeah, it's like a staple. It looks like a Martinsville.
Yeah.
So I'm actually. We'll see. I don't know what to expect. Because we've never been there. I really have no idea what to expect. Who's going to be good? Who's going to be not going to be good? The last time we thought Martinsville was going to be good, it was a horrible race to watch. So we'll see. I don't know. I hope the racing's decent at least. You know, for an inaugural thing. I'm assuming tire is going to come into a factor again.
Well, I think it's going to be more of a factor because it's more of a flat corner.
Yeah, so they're going to camber the tires.
So they're
going
to be leaning on them hard.
Yeah.
All right. You want to go ahead and just let's pick some winners and dark horses and
has there been any news this week? I really haven't heard anything.
The only thing that really stuck out to me, other than obviously the wrecks we were talking about and just the fantastic racing, was Jeremy Mayfield.
Yeah, he was on Junior podcast. I heard about it.
Yeah, he wants to get back into it, but they want him to do the road to recovery crap, and he's like, that's not all. He says it's something to the effect of, yeah, I would probably do that, but they want a whole lot more. And anybody that knows anything about Jeremy Mayfield, it wasn't just the drugs. There's some police records and stolen personal property that's involved, along with some of his other antics. So I didn't see a whole lot. I really did not.
Yeah, I'm looking at real quick as I'm scanning through, and it's nothing. It's just what's coming up with this race we don't know about. There's something with Hendricks elevating senior executives to growing business. You know, there's really nothing.
I saw that too, and I think what it is Mr. H getting ready to just totally step back.
Yeah, he's gonna hand the reins to Gordon and
Gordon
and Co.
He brought Jeff in last year to get his feet wet with it.
Yeah, there's really nothing for news. It's just was coming up. And then NASCAR did the whole woke thing with this is going to be the LGBTQ plus month where crap. You didn't see that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to. There's really nothing. And the only other thing that did come out of this is this race coming up for Cup have sold out all 54,000 seats. So it's gonna be a packed house.
The next weekend.
Yep, this weekend.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
did see that.
So
and that's good.
Yeah, it's good for them. I just think it's because the inaugural. I just hope it's a good race. So this would be technically the second week in a row they've had a NASCAR sellout, but Coca-Cola 600 is just that's a normal pretty much. It's kind of like a Daytona.
It is, and it's a holiday, so
yes. And next week, well, after that is I think Sonoma.
I believe you're correct.
I'm trying to look real quick. Let it load. Yeah, it's Sonoma after that, and then Nashville. So Sonoma, yeah, we can get to that. That doesn't matter if it sells out because it's not much of a crowd race anyways.
Well, and I did see something, and again, we'll talk about it next week, but they're taking the chicane out at the track and going with the chute instead of doing that like dog leg thing.
Yeah. Okay. I have to research more, but yeah, we got 3 more races. No, 2 more. This is 2 more races with Fox. And, we got Michael Waltrip this weekend.
Oh, God.
But
that's going to be awesome.
And then next weekend we got Tony again, so.
That'll be good. But I'm putting my vote in for Jamie McMurray.
100% Jamie. Yep, 100% Jamie McMurray. Hope they announce that. Obviously, somebody between then, but they need to announce that and go with it. But yeah, we can go ahead and do picks. I don't even know where to start, just because it's just one of those tracks. It's just an unknown. I would hate to be a driver, to be honest, going there not knowing anything about it. So practice should be interesting to watch, for sure, and then qualifying to see how people perform. But.
And I'm going to make a prediction right here and now. Tires are going to be another
absolute
issue.
issue. Yeah, left or right, it doesn't matter. Left or right rear.
It's going to be the right rear this weekend. That's where it's going to be because they are going to be leaning hard on those. But
you know what? I'm gonna do my pick winner. It's gonna be Joey Logano. For some reason, any new track they go to, that boy can perform and most likely win. So I'm gonna pick Joey to win. And my dark horse is going to be Justin Haley.
Wow, that's ballsy. And will Bubba finish the race?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I'm taking Chase Elliott.
Yeah,
for the win.
I like it. It's going to be somebody that can adapt to this new racetrack quick.
And has been there.
Yeah.
Been there.
Yeah.
Dark horse, Brad K.
Yeah, he's been there.
He's been there, and I agree. Bubba won't finish the race.
And Frank, he said Dave, but I'm pretty sure he meant Ryan Blaney. He meant Ryan Blaney and Dark Horse.
I think he was okay. He's going for this race.
Yeah,
we'll take it at that.
Yeah, he said my picks for this weekend is Dave Blaney, but I'm pretty sure he meant Ryan. And then Cole Custer is Dark Horse. He said Bubba to finish top 20.
Woo!
That's ballsy.
That's ballsy.
I was going to say. Both of them.
And again, I know we're hard on him, but he's got to get a crew that's 100% behind him and got a few ounces of brains in the brain box because they don't. I just cannot get over that call this weekend where they kept him out there and told him to take care of it and didn't realize he wasn't up to minimum speed. And it wasn't just for a minute. It was, 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And he got basically DQ'd for it. And it wasn't his fault.
No. I really think they get. I know they don't want damaged cars out there because of blah blah blah, but they can fix something like Chase Elliott. I feel so. It's just a. Dale Earnhardt Jr. said, because we're having a lot of problems when people smack that outside wall, it bends that tie rod. Jr. goes, we need to call it something instead of a tie rod. It's like give it a term. Someone tweeted at him and says, let's call it a breaker bar. Because it breaks so much. So it was pretty funny. If they smack that outside wall with this independent rear suspension, that bar, it's only 2 bolts that hold it on, and that's the weak point, and it bends it, and they can't drive, so they got to get it replaced, but it takes more than 6 minutes to get it replaced. And then the car's good, but I just think the 6 minutes is just fucking harsh.
For this car and all the changes that they've made, and what's required to try and fix them, like you said. And I'm sure that it's not just getting in there. You've got to probably pull that belly pan down a little bit.
Well, they got to, if it's bent, it's bent. So it might be pinched in there. So it's not just, drop the bolt, put it back on. It's gonna take a few minutes, more than 6.
Yeah.
Like shit.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Well, if anything, if this happens again, Chase Elliott's like, if I was Chase, I'd be like, hey, how bent is it? Let me get up to speed real quick under it being bent, and then go back in and get it changed.
Yeah.
Depending how bent it is.
Get ready.
Yeah. Let me get the minimum speed met with it just being bent, and he can probably do that. It'll probably put wear in the tire, but he can do it. But
he's change tires anyway.
Yeah.
If they do that.
Yeah. So let him go on to get minimum speed, then come in and change it, because then he'll have unlimited time. He may go a lap or 2 down, but who cares, because how many crashes happened on Sunday? He would have got it back like Kyle Larson. That boy went through the ringer. And I'll give props to his crew chief. If you listen to his crew chief, that Kyle Larson,
Cliff Daniels.
Yeah, he pretty much said, all right, we just had the worst of the worst. Let's reset. It's another 300 miles. Let's go. This is a normal race. Let's get it out of the way. That boy gave Kyle Larson a huge pep talk, and he came back and was leading, but obviously didn't end well for him. But it was well, he finished ninth.
It didn't end horribly either.
But he ended in
as bad as it could have.
Hell no. But no, it was a good race. Like I said, the unknowns with this worldwide technology raceway, WWTR. Like I said, it's sold out, so everybody's obviously expecting something good, hopefully. I don't even know who's even there. Let me look at the schedule.
They've got like 36, and then nobody's going home, but there's like 36 entries. I'm waiting for Greg Biffle to show back up.
I'm looking for the weekend schedule for it. Yeah, Xfinity's at Portland, and Trucks and Cup Series are at Gateway.
Trucks ought to be a good race.
Yeah. There's something going on with the 16. Who was it? The number. I don't know. It's not Sheldon Creed.
Number 16. That's
AJ.
Is that Noah?
No, it's the AJ Allmendinger, and that's
yeah, somebody else is getting in there.
It's to practice and qualify for AJ Allmendinger. I forgot who it was, but it's a truck driver.
I can see that. I read it several times today.
It's not even under the news, so I can't even bring it up real quick. Oh, what's his the
Gregson?
No. I'd have to look real deep into it, but
I saw it. It's hang on.
Is it Austin Hill? No.
Charlotte TV ratings, they were down just a little bit from last year. The error, no. Commercial breakdown. I just saw it. Ben Rhodes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
For AJ
there it is.
Allmendinger.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gosh. Ben Rhodes filling in for him.
Yeah. That's a good deal.
Yeah, but also Rajah Caruth is making his Truck Series debut. The no-name black kids are trying to push him too, so we'll see how he performs. That's another little newsworthy thing. Rajah Caruth.
Okay.
Saw
some rumblings today too that they're already talking about taking the championship weekend out of Phoenix.
It's already been announced to go in the Homestead in 2023. They announced it. They announced it yesterday.
I did not. Okay.
There is news. Yeah, that was announced yesterday. That it's in 2023. It's going back to
that. I really do.
It's going back to Homestead or whatever.
I want Homestead in the chase.
Starting next year.
That's awesome. I did not see that announcement. I saw they were talking about it. Well, good for them. All right. I seriously, like I said, other than being a really, really good race, I don't have a whole lot more. Unless you got something.
No, like I said, I was just pretty much it. Like I said, I want to go back and reiterate wherever my thing went.
Yes, please. Yes.
Reiterate. I just want to re-announce or re-talk about that. I did a lot of work on Monday. I still got a little bit more to go, but I got the RSS feed, which means the audio version of this podcast. And vice versa, if you're listening to the version, we're on YouTube at Burn It Down Podcast, NASCAR Podcast on YouTube. You gotta search it if you want to see and comment, so we can, like I said, we want to incorporate the top comments or controversial comments or what you thought of the race, and talk about it on the next following podcast. But like I said, we're on all major podcast audio platforms. To name a few is Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Samsung Podcasts, Pandora, and Google Podcasts. All you have to do is search under the podcast section is Burn It Down or Burn It Down Podcast. We will pop up. I looked at it myself to make sure. And like I said, like it, follow it. Like I said, and vice versa. If you want to come, go to the YouTube. We are there. Like I said, you can comment there. I don't think you can comment on the audio versions. You can just listen or like it. But on the comment, you can comment on the YouTube version, and we're on Twitter. I finally got that up. Twitter.com/burnitdowncast. And you can follow there, and you can also comment. I'm going to try to be active on it during the races and retweet and comment and see what's going on. But
you're going to drag me back onto Twitter, aren't you?
I can give you the login info yourself, and you can do the same thing. I followed every NASCAR driver, current NASCAR Cup driver on it, and I also followed a lot of people that does newsworthy stuff throughout the week. I followed on that account, so I'm trying not to miss out. So it's one of those things I'm trying to. And also on the Facebook, I made a fan page instead of just a group, and I connected the two, facebook.com/burnitdownpodcast. So pretty much just search Burn It Down Podcast on anywhere you go. We're going to be there somewhere. So like I said, we want to incorporate. We're trying to get our voice out there as many places as possible instead of a singular YouTube. So hopefully this works. And we'll see how it goes in the coming weeks, months. So I'm actually excited to see how this performs and going forward.
All right. Well, I know you did a lot of hard work this week, so that's awesome. And we'll see where it goes. And again, I want to reiterate what Brian said as far as please say something, write something, tweet something, I guess now. We don't care. We want to talk about it. We want to hear what you have to say, what you think, whether you agree with us or not. If you've got a point we've missed or an angle that you think we need to talk about, we're all about it, man. We'll talk about whatever you want. We'll bring you up.
Because how our podcast structure is, we have one, but like we're off the cuff. We don't talk about what we're going to talk about on the podcast prior. We don't bounce. We literally what we talk about on the podcast is literally comes off the top of our head. and then we bounce it that way. I think that's the best way to make, content, at least something like this. We don't, let's do this, that, and this. No. So if you have an idea, shit, he might read it and say, oh yeah, let's talk about this, but he might spring it on me and then we can talk about it. So
that's the way we do it anyway. We don't, even though we're father-son here and we do talk about other things, but when we do converse throughout the week, this does not come up.
Yeah.
When we hit the airwaves and the cameras, it's all fresh. We have not discussed anything with either one of us about anything.
Yeah.
It's like he says, it's off the cuff, it's fresh, it's
honest, real, how we feel, how we think, how we thought. Like I said, regardless if it's wrong or right, it's what we think. But like I said, if we see a comment, I would love to bring comments in there. And you never know if it's a comment that we want to talk about and it goes deeper into it. Hell, we might bring you on the podcast. Do like a special thing and see how it goes. I would love to do that too. And it could be somebody, a fan, and it could be somebody within the industry or something. Who knows? But if I'd
love for a driver to get all over our asses and want to come on and dispute something.
Imagine Bubba Wallace.
We'd have to spend 3 days with him. Set the record straight or give their view or, I'm not holding out hope that anything like that's going to happen.
Honestly, what I would honestly love to do after the Eric Jones, I would love to get that pit crew guy who, with the lug nut, I would like to get him on the podcast. To talk to him.
The guy had to, yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. But like I said, I would,
I don't know, man. He looks like he come through the camera and kicked my ass. He was huge.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. We want to incorporate people listening, watching somehow. And like I said, those are some of the ideas. Obviously, we're starting out with comments, but if if that person keeps commenting and it's good content, that, they know what they're talking about and they're making us think and, making us, I would love, hey, you never know. I might bring into a special guest on the podcast. So it's one of those, there's many ways. Like I said, we got the Facebook going, we got the Twitter going, we have a Discord. It's there. I try to update as much as possible, but it's very lack. But like I said, we are on every single audio podcast platform available. And like I said, I'll name them again: Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, Apple, Samsung, Pandora, and Google. And there are other ones. It's just I've never heard of them, so I'm not going to call them out. So if you're listening on them, go to the YouTube and or Twitter or Facebook and then comment, talk. We're there. And I'll be gladly to respond and bring it up on the podcast if it's a good enough question or comment.
Yep.
Other than that, I'm good.
Be prepared to be called out if you say something that's totally...
Yeah.
But no, we want to talk to you people. And like he said, it would be awesome to get somebody, especially somebody inside the industry. In a previous life, I did this, and we actually had eyes and ears in the garage. This was years and years and years ago.
It was number 42 team, isn't it? Kyle Busch or Kyle Larson's old pit crew guy? I remember meeting him. I don't remember his name.
I met him, and I'm not going to bring his name up because he has since retired and he doesn't. And there was a couple of others that we had regular contact with, and we got in. I'd love for something like that to happen again. And one of the things about those particular individuals, they would tell Mark and I, either you're all wet or, man, you're on to something, or get a hold of me. I got some more for you.
Yeah.
It was really, really cool. I don't know. If it happens, it happens. But like you said, the main thing is we want to connect with you guys. We want you to connect with us. We want to hear from you. And we want to include you too. So... I'm good. I'm good. All right.
Like I said,
everybody have a good week. I do look forward to this race this weekend, just because we don't know what to expect. We've got no history. I even pulled it up on the race RIR, and it's blank.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
There's nothing there. So, fantasy leagues, I guess the best you could do as far as trying to to get good information is go to the Xfinity or Busch Series at the time and see which Cup drivers were there and go that way with it. But other than that, I hope we get. I know we've had a lot of activity this week since you started on Monday doing what you did. I hope we can report a lot more activity, and I hope we can get a lot more involved. That's what we want to do. Is we want to converse with and interact with NASCAR world, and we're just little guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, but we're real and we're from the heart, and we don't lie. We're not trying to become superstars. We just love what we do, and we want to hear from you guys.
That's it. That's
I'm
it, huh?
done.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, we'll sign it off there and see you after your Worldwide Technology Raceway. And hopefully some news comes out this week. And then we can talk about some more and hopefully comments. And then we'll start again next Wednesday. That's another thing I want to say is every Wednesday night we record and I upload immediately. So it's usually live Wednesday night. If not, if there's...
And the reason we wait till Wednesday is because we like to wait for penalties or any punishments or anything that come out. This week there wasn't just your normal BS. So that's why I know a lot of people do it on Monday or Tuesday, but we like to wait till Wednesday so we've got all the facts if there's anything pertinent that happens or needs to be talked about. So I'm done.
All right. Get the music and then we can get out of here.